Today's mailbag opening is assisted by Another Deadly Sin English Amber Ale from Bookstore Brewing. No tasting notes to speak of on the back of the can, just a little bit of creative writing. And I guess for a company called Bookstore Brewing, creative writing is right on brand. And the first thing in is something that was sent to my P.O. box. Let's see what this mystery is. It is a breadboard, a solderless breadboard. These are something that I've mentioned before that I like to have a bunch of in stock just so I can leave projects on breadboards or damage the cheap ones through misuse and abuse and still have some available for when I need them. Thank you to my anonymous donor. As is always the case when it's something that I've been sent and I don't have a link myself, I will link you to a search term on eBay that will find you this exactly. And I'll always have it sorted price plus shipping lowest first, which almost always comes up with the auction items. So right now there are a bunch on auction for 42 cents, and the lowest just buy it now I found is $1.39. Right, next thing in, something ordered, doesn't say what it is, doesn't even pretend on the outside. Ah, it's a bag within a bag. Let's try it again. Oh, it is a bunch of little flame-shaped circuit boards. These got to be LEDs. It says on the outside, these are 3 volt and there are 10 of them. Does that chip have a name on it? No, it doesn't. But that pad is labeled negative, which means that one must be positive. Right, let's see what it does when we give it 3 volts. Ooh, it flickers like a little flame. That is cool. A whole bunch of those strung together would look pretty neat, wouldn't it? I like that. And it's only drawing about 11 milliamps, so you could probably run that off a battery for quite some time. And it looks just about as good from the front as it does from the back. 3 volt LED cob, flash candles, Edison flame LED filament, 2200 Kelvin diode, birthday party decoration, light bulb accessory, candle light DIY. It looks like I got the 10 pieces, which is 20 milliamps for the whole lot, I guess. Well, today it's selling for $11.28 with free shipping. Doesn't say very much about it down here. 3 volts, flameless candle, warm white. Sure, all these applications, any place you'd want a flameless candle. So at DC 3 volts, it doesn't require a resistor. At 5 volts, it does. Yeah. There's the size of it. Again, it doesn't say what the chip is. Well, that's a pretty cool looking application right there, converting over an old oil lamp. So I got curious and did a little bit of carving to remove that phosphor coating or whatever it is. And this is the front side of the board. And there is the back side. So the LEDs are on the front side, but they are, I guess, refracting through enough that you can see them on the back. And it looks like it's a fairly translucent circuit board material too. Interesting. I may have carved a couple of them off when I was chopping in there. I'm not sure. Yeah, I definitely did. There's a few missing off the other one. Oh well, one sacrificed for the cause. Now we all know a little bit more. Well, that was fun. What's next? It says electronic circuit board. Entirely plausible. Ooh, lots of bubble wrap. That's cool. What are you? Oh! A DMX 512 module. Runs on DC 5 to 24 volts. So that would probably be for lighting up LEDs and LED strips. At least that's what I'm guessing. Let's see if we can see any more information about it. So over on this side we have a data plus, data minus, and ground. Data plus, data minus, and ground. So those will, I'm assuming, yeah, they are in parallel. So in and out. I don't see any optical isolation. That's a little bit upsetting. Those data and power LEDs. Addressing. So what do you got on here? We got an STC microcontroller. We have some kind of a power device over there, probably. I don't recognize any of these. I'm not going to go too carried away reverse engineering this thing right now, because of course this will pop up in the future in another video. But over on this side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 power transistors, and we have the screw terminals labeled BGR, V+, BGR, V+, V+, and V-. That is the 5 to 24 volts input. These will be the outputs. 2 sets of red, 2 sets of green, 2 sets of blue, hence the 6 driver transistors. So this is driving analog LEDs, or analog anything really, I guess. Well, that should be fun to play with. Wonder how much it cost me. 6-channel DMX512 decoder, RGBW controller, LED stage lighting, CMOS output, DC 5 to 24 volts. Currently selling for $15.04 American or $21.16 Canadian, with a couple dollars shipping. Not a lot of detail on it down here, so we'll have to figure it out the old-fashioned way, which shouldn't be too very difficult. Look forward to those tinkerings and experimentations coming up in the new year. Moving right along, the next thing in is another thing that was sent to my P.O. box from an anonymous viewer. Oh, another one of those. Right. This, like the last 2 mailbags, is a motorcycle accessory, a motorcycle part. It's for attaching to the motorcycle so that you can lift up the back of it onto a service jack or a service stand. I have a whole bunch of these, and I am running out of creative ideas to actually utilize them. See previous mailbags for more descriptions, and I will put a link down below. There's the proper name of them, motorcycle swing arm stand spools, and I will link you to this search as usual if you're actually interested in these things. There's where they mount on the motorcycle, and the stand, the service stand, just goes underneath those and lifts the bike up. This way you don't scratch it or scuff it or anything. And the final thing, the last and largest thing, something that I ordered. Something very, very flexible. Let's not destroy it cutting it open. This is a rubber sheet. It's a few millimeters thick, and what it is for is making your own rubber stamps. Specifically for making rubber stamps on the laser engraver. At least that's what it claims to be. I'm hoping that it will actually do that. So basically you just make your pattern in the computer as you would make any pattern, perhaps something like that. Reverse it, because it's going to be a rubber stamp, and burn it into here. Experimentally, of course, deciding how deep you want to go. You generally want to go about halfway deep, apparently, according to the tutorials that I've seen. And then put it on the handle, and you can make your own rubber stamps in minutes in the comfort of your own workshop. At least that's the theory, anyway. I will have to try this out in the future and let you know. If you actually want to see that project in the new year, comment down below. Otherwise, you may end up just seeing the results of it if it works, and if it doesn't work, well, you may never see it again. Rubber stamp sheet for laser engraving machine with A4 size, 2.3 millimeters thick. Oh, okay, that saved me having to measure it. Currently selling for $11.28 Canadian with $2.87 shipping. When I bought it, it cost me $10.70. As always, search around, find the best price on the day that you order. So there is an example of using a laser to engrave into it, and then they've cut it and attached it to a handle. I'm assuming I would probably 3D print a handle or something for it. But yeah, that could be a fun crafting exercise to play with. Not really many electronics related applications, but fun nevertheless. And there is the contents of today's Mailbag Monday haul. Quite the variety as always, and a couple of surprises. The first surprise was this little breadboard, which are always handy to have around. I like to have a bunch of those around. And the other one was more of these motorcycle lift spool stand support things. Got quite the collection of these now. Not quite sure what my anonymous donor is expecting me to do with them, but I don't know. I've had several suggestions in the comments from previous mailbags. Drawer pulls is a common one. Pulleys for running, or sheaves for running rope over, is another one. Well, let me know if you have any other good ideas. Then we have these 10 little flicker flame LED units. They are pretty cool, I gotta say. And I don't mind that I've damaged this one a little bit, figuring out what's underneath it just to take a closer look. Still got 9 of them there. Those should be fun for decorating. I have to show one to my wife and see if she has any ideas for me to use those up in the house outside of my workshop. Then we have this DMX module. This is going to be interesting to play with in the future. It looks like it's designed for driving, well, any DC LED really. Up to, I looked up the spec on these transistors, and they are good for 100 watts each. So at 24 volts, that's a fair bit of LED on there. You could either use, big 5 and 10 watt LEDs with the appropriate current regulation, or a whole bunch of LED strip. That'll be fun. And then finally, this rubber sheet here, which is rubber stamp making sheet. I'm hoping to play with that and see if I can come up with any interesting designs and whatnot. Again, it's not really electronicsy. It's more makery. It's more crafty. Could be fun to play with. I don't know. Yeah, thanks to the anonymous donors. As always, thanks to my YouTube channel members and my Patreon supporters for helping keep the mailbags full and keep the beer fridge full as well. That's always important. Thanks to viewers for sticking around. This is, the second last mailbag of the year. I really appreciate that you guys keep coming back to these things over and over again. It truly keeps me going. I like it. Anyway, thanks to everybody for everything. I will talk to you later.